Hello, I'm Michelle McDonald, and welcome to my kitchen. Today, our topic is food and mental health. It's important to note that food is an everyday aspect of our lives that connects us across cultures and generations. It is the one thing that we need to nourish our bodies and our souls. Our bodies are our temple. And so that is why we should choose foods that not only help it to function at its best, but also in connection to our brains, which is an essential aspect of mental health. We always look into mental health as something in regard to only mental health issues, which would be anxiety, also depression, Alzheimer's, dementia. And while all of these are important and things that we should be looking for, mental health, which is actually the state of overall social, emotional, and well-being, is a part of our everyday lives. We are to monitor it and care for it every day. And by selecting the foods that properly help us to protect our minds against these and also to reduce symptoms of mental health conditions, we are making the best choices for our health. So there are a few factors that we're going to go into today in regard to food. One of the biggest things is gut health, and I know that many of us have heard about this before and may not have understood it. So our gut is an ecosystem within itself and a very vital and big aspect of our immune system. This means that by helping our gut, we are also helping our immune system. So with this, we look at pre and probiotics. Prebiotics are actually fibers that help bacteria that is already in our gut. But probiotics are live bacteria that are found in everyday foods. One of the biggest sources of this is yogurt. So this here is the Lava brand. I was able to get this from Fresh Market. It's plant-based, but you can also try Greek yogurt and other forms of yogurt, even coconut. So this one actually contains pre and probiotics. And of course, yogurt is a very healthy, fun snack. You can have it with berries, honey. Every time you take a spoonful of this, you are doing your body good. And it's also good to explore different ways to use your food. So with this yogurt, you can actually create a yogurt dressing. You can create a parfait, which would have granola, yogurt, berries, or you can reverse the order if you like, just to make it fun and vibrant and colorful. We also have the Mediterranean diet. So this particular diet has a low rate of depression and anxiety. It includes the use of olive oil, which is big in omega-3 fatty acids, as well as and fatty oils, as well as legumes, fresh fruits and vegetables. You see we have our bananas here, pears, apples. And so for the bananas, this might be a surprise. You always know that if you are working out and you happen to get a cramp, they always suggest a banana. Guess what? Banana has an amino acid that is serotonin. And so this actually helps you to feel calm and relaxed, reducing anxiety. So bananas are definitely the way to go. These are great for smoothies, which we'll also get into, because you always want to think of different ways to eat our food, just to mix it up, keep it fun and exciting. So right here we have a combination of different nuts. So these here is the walnut, which is the most beneficial for our brains overall. This contains a high level of omega-3s in it. It is absolutely great. So this is raw. It's not toasted. There's no salt on it. There's no honey on it. We don't want to take away from the rich nutrients already found in this nut. We also have almonds, which are very good. And then we have pistachios, cashews, which is my favorite. I like cashews and almonds, but cashews are number one. And also to keep in mind that Brazil nuts have selenium, which is good for reducing anxiety. So just keeping in mind when you're making your purchases, knowing how each of these can help your individual mental health, and also to suggest to a friend. Now, there are certain nutrients that we are to look for in regard to mental health. That would be the B vitamins, B6, B9, B12. There's also zinc, magnesium, and iron. And I know those last three sound very familiar. So zinc is actually found in a variety of different foods. And so for zinc, we can find them in our legumes, which we have an example of right here, which is our red kidney beans. Now, the bonus of the red kidney beans is that this actually contains tryptophan, which causes a calming effect on the body, great for reducing symptoms of depression. So you can make a 3-bean salad, a chili, and know that you are getting those benefits. Additionally, for magnesium, we have the pepitas. And so these are pumpkin seeds, and as you can see, they are really nice, great snacks. You can make a trail mix if you like, combining this with the walnuts, perfect pairing. And you can also add some cranberries. So berries alone contain a lot of antioxidants. The more color, the better. That is one of the best tips to keep in mind when it comes to food and mental health, because each color represents a different property that is good for your mental health. And so we can think about blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. And if you're not able to get these fruits fresh, because I know the prices tend to vary, you can actually get the frozen versions of these, the fresh frozen. And super value, I usually shop at the one by Sbarro's or out west, closer to Cable Beach. And they have peaches, $1.89. They have the blueberries for about $2, $2.12. The strawberries are about $3.01. And so that gets us into different ways that we can consume and absorb the vitamins, the nutrients in our foods for our better health. With that, in thinking about smoothies, they're quick, great on the go. Many of us out here, if not entrepreneurs, which I'm sure we all are or are aiming to be, our lives can be so fast-paced. Also, just keeping in mind the daily routine and the errands that we have to do. Making a quick smoothie can ensure that you get the nutrients that you need to protect your mental health. And another thing, we have over here very common Bahamian fruit, sour sop. So you can actually find this, guava, and tamarind in the frozen section. There are 2 of these. They're $3.59. I've actually cut these into about 3, and I make 6 smoothies. Such a savings. Definitely something you should try out. Additionally, I also have ways to enjoy your flavored water. So with this is a strawberry kiwi. I squirt this into my water daily, add a little bit of lime, and it is great. Sometimes you don't have to make it complicated. We don't have a lot of time. You can keep it simple and benefit at the same time. One of the most important things to also remember is having vitamin E. This has healing and protective properties that helps us with building our brains, our brain cells, our overall brain function. And additionally, nuts contain DHA, which is an essential aspect of repairing our brain cells and creating new ones, because over time, our minds can shrink depending on the type of diet that we have. Now, we've all heard of the term the Western diet, something that we are familiar with. This includes a lot of sugary sodas, processed foods, fried foods, This is something that we have to stay away from if we want to take better care of our mental health. There are so many studies that show that persons who are more so on the Mediterranean diet, which sticks to lean meats and seafood, so that you can help to balance out your amount of omega-3 and 6, have a better end result. And one more thing for all of you chocolate lovers out there, we have dark chocolate. This actually includes flavonoids, which is very essential in fighting against free radicals, which can be damaging. And this also helps protect when we have everyday stressors and toxins. So dark chocolate is a win. So I would suggest just having one of these little squares. And you can have that perhaps once every 3 days. And that is actually 55%. But if you aim for 85% and higher, you are doing an even better job at protecting your mental health in such a variety of ways. So I would encourage you all to always look for foods with different colors, keep it vibrant, keep it fresh, keep it fun, and celebrate your meal. Make a meal that you are excited to eat. You know, you've put in all the time and the work into this dish. It looks fabulous. We want it to taste fabulous. Keep all of this in mind when you are planning out your next set of meals, and know that you are doing your mind and your body a huge favor. They will thank you for years to come. So one of the things that I'm going to share with you is my PomBerry Kale Spinach Salad. And salads are one of the most refreshing ways that we can enjoy fresh, raw ingredients that contain those nutrients that we're looking for, those micronutrients. And so today, this is featuring kale and spinach. Those are two superfoods, and they contain a lot of vitamins A, K, and E, fiber. They are so good. And so you should also look for a lot of leafy vegetables. Broccoli is also included in that. So definitely look out for your spinach and your kale. And so you know that you're going to get a lot from this salad today. And this is going to be a crowd pleaser. So what we're going to start with here is this leaf of kale. Do you see how curly this is? Now, one thing about kale, it usually gets a bad rap, right? So we look at it, it's curly on the outside. It tends to be a bit hard on the inside because of this stalk here and also here. And so a lot of persons, when they see like kale Caesar salad or anything with kale, they're like, no, they don't want it. They think that it tastes bitter. But what I commonly hear is that it's hard to eat. So today we are going to change the narrative with this quick tip. So right here, normally if you get kale and it has a thinner stalk than this, you can actually do this and pull it completely down, right? But because this has a larger stalk, that technique won't work here. So instead of having to put it on a cutting board and cut off the sides here, we are actually just going to do a quick pull down. So here we go. See how quick we're doing that? And we can make it the size that we want. Ah, there we go. Got the end off. Awesome. Okay, so the other technique that we're going to use is actually massaging it. So this completely changes the texture of the kale. So we can take a look at it now. Do you see the color? It's pretty strong, quite a bit of density. So I would suggest, and this is olive oil, we're going to use about half a cap. And here we go. Now you can easily do this using your fingertips. Today I'm going to use gloves only because I won't have to get up to wash my hands. I want to stay right here in this video to be interactive with you. So here we go. And you will notice a difference right away. So as you can see, you make sure that you get all of the sides around it, and right away you can see how it is curling up against your fingers. So I'm just going to do a few more. And so the technique is just get a little bit. It goes a long way with the kale leaves. It is going to be softer. And then kale in itself doesn't have a flavor. And so with the olive oil, using it this way, you are not going to have something that's oily or soggy. You're going to have something that tastes delicious. And you can add as much seasoning as you like. You can eat this fresh, or you can go ahead and cook with it, just like this, because you have already changed the temperature, the texture of it as well. And so here, we'll do a quick thing. So this is it before. You can kind of see the white behind it. You see how structured this is right now? It is very erect. And this is the curly kale. Do you see that? That quickly just went over. It's bending. Do you see the difference in color? Still healthy, still strong. So keep in mind, as I stated, this is not going to be oily. It's not going to be soggy at all. You just massaged it, making it a lot more palatable. So now we have already prepared 2 handfuls of spinach, 4 kale leaves massaged. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And so you are still reaping the benefits of the massaging technique. And as you can see, they're just laying down. Smells so fresh. You cannot smell the olive oil at all. And so what we want to do is we're going to add all of the different ingredients. So with this, we have our onions, sliced yellow onions, thinly sliced. Let's put that on top here. It's so good. 3 of the things that I say about preparing a salad is color, taste, and texture. If you keep these 3 in mind, you can't go wrong. You're not going to have a boring salad. You don't want any of that. Next, we have tangerines, and I chose tangerines. You can take 8 segments, peel off the outer layer, as you can see here, and then you can cut them in either 2 or 3 so that they're more fun to eat. And do you see how wonderfully this is coming together? You're getting your vitamin C, A, K, E all at once. Beautiful. We also have our cranberries, because we want to get our berries in. Look at that. Add those in there. I know you're able to see the process so far. And lastly, our pomegranate seeds. And so with this, these are lovely. I just opened this today. These are so juicy, ready to eat. You can just eat this by itself. Amazing snack. I love it. I remember in grade 5, when I was doing tutoring lessons with a teacher, he had a pomegranate tray. And so that was the first time I was really introduced to the raw fruit. It was big, but it was beautiful. And the insides were lovely. And so here we go. We're going to use about a 1/4 cup, which is about half of this. I'm going to close this up. And of course, we have to have our dressing. There's no way we're going to have a dry salad. This is not happening. So what we're going to do here, we're going to make our dressing. And so we are starting out with a 1/2 cup of olive oil. We're going to add the juice of 1 lemon. So I'll show this to you here. Awesome. It's beautiful. And so these are our salad dressing ingredients. And so we have sesame seeds, sea salt, parsley. The sea salt is 1.5 teaspoons, half a teaspoon of sesame seeds, half a teaspoon of minced garlic. Great for anti-inflammatory properties. Inflammation is actually bad for mental health, and that is one of the reasons why the Western diet is not suggested. But more importantly, trans fat, which is found in those processed, fatty, and fried foods. And we also have 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. So we are just going to go ahead and add these all in. There we go. And so you can find this recipe on my blog, authenticallymichelle.com. And this is coming together so beautifully. Okay, so here we go. So to add another element of flavor is going to be our balsamic vinegar. So I got raspberry blush because I wanted to experience more of the benefits of berries, the antioxidants that they carry, the vitamin C, so many more essential nutrients that we need in our everyday lives and in protecting our mental health. And so we are actually going to use about 7 teaspoons of this. And so here we go. And trust me, you are going to experience the flavor right away. This is going to be beautiful. That's 1, 2, 3. And so raspberries are amazing. And the wonderful thing about this is this actually comes in flavors such as pear and fig. One more. There we go. So now the fun part is we are going to shake it up, because we have to keep it fun, exciting, adventurous. And so here we go. Just make sure this is on properly and shake it up. And so this is one of the great ways that we can make our salad dressings. And this is going to taste really, really good. And if you want to add extra zing, you can include the lemon zest in this, or even a hint of lime. Also add teriyaki if you're looking for more of an Asian flavor. And here we go. Can you see that? Isn't it beautiful? So now what we're going to do, I'm going to give you one look at our salad with all of the beautiful colors that it has. We're going to pick some of it up onto our plate so that you can see our dressing as we put it together. And so here we go. We are finishing up and so excited. So here we go. I'm going to get the spinach and the kale in one shot. This has our onions on it. We want to get our pomegranate seeds. Also our tangerine. There we go. This is lovely. And the great thing is you can use this for an event. You can use this in your meal planning. If you want to have a salad for dinner instead of lunch, this is going to be wonderful. So here we go. Nice quick snapshot. We're going to pour some of our salad dressing on top. And as you can see, it is so blended. And there you go. Beautiful. So I hope that my tips today help you to make better choices in protecting your mental health through your food. Remember the vitamins B6, 9, and 12, zinc, magnesium, and iron, as well as vitamin E. You can find them in the variety of foods that I mentioned here tonight. So I encourage you all to every day stay aware of your mental health, choose the right foods for your body, help to nourish your mind, because a well nourished mind can help to ward off any mental health issues. Also, note that genes are not destiny. You can change your genes in regard to it being in your family, having mental health issues, through the foods that you eat every day. I'm Authentically Michelle, also known as Michelle McDonald, and I thank you so much for watching tonight's video. You can also find me on Instagram at Authentically Michelle. Enjoy your evening.